This Civic Media podcast is sponsored by UW Organ and Tissue Donation. Organ donations are desperately needed, and now is the right time to become an organ donor. Talk to your family. Get the dot. Save lives. Go to heroicdeed.com.
For WRCE 107.7 FM News, I'm Joanne Krulotz. More focus on Wisconsin this week from the presidential campaigns. On Wednesday, just 6 days from Election Day, Vice President Kamala Harris will be in Madison and former President Donald Trump in the Green Bay area. Trump is scheduled to host a rally at Resch Center in Ashwaubenon, joined by former Packers quarterback Brett Favre. The Republican candidate's remarks are scheduled for 6, and a campaign advisory suggests he'll address issues related to the economy. Vice President Harris will be on the University of Wisconsin campus for a Get Out the Vote concert and rally featuring musical artists, including Gracie Abrams, Mumford & Sons, Remy Wolf, and members of the National. The rally starts at noon and is scheduled to end by the time Trump takes the stage in Ashwaubenon. In addition to the Wednesday events, Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance campaigns in Racine today, while First Lady Jill Biden and Gwen Walz, wife of Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, will be in La Crosse. Donald Trump returns to the state Friday for a rally at Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, site of this year's Republican National Convention. The MyVote website is again subject to litigation. WisPolitics reports a federal lawsuit has been filed by a Green Bay voter and the Oshkosh town clerk, seeking to bar Wisconsin's Elections Commission from using its MyVote website. They argue that the system lacks proper cybersecurity protections and that the commission wasn't authorized to create the online portal. The lawsuit comes over a month after local clerks started sending absentee ballots to voters. A Chinese company is bringing back the Snapper brand. Lawn care enthusiasts were upset last year when Briggs & Stratton closed down the brand, but the Milwaukee Business Journal reports through a licensing deal, Day North America will bring the Snap back. As more Wisconsin students continue to struggle with food insecurity, State Superintendent Dr. Jill Underly has proposed increasing access to meals at school by providing all Wisconsin students access to nutritious breakfast and lunch at no cost to families. Underly is calling for universal free meals as part of her 2025-27 biennial budget. Dr. Underly's universal free meals proposal, totaling nearly $294 million, expands access to nutritious school meals to all Wisconsin students. The 2023 Youth Risk Behavior Survey shows 1 in 4 Wisconsin high school students reported hunger due to a lack of food in their home. Under the proposal, the DPI would create a new supplemental nutrition aid program offsetting costs to students and families for meals received while at school, both breakfast and lunch. In addition to the universal free meals proposal, Dr. Underly's request will fund the school breakfast program at a reimbursement rate of 15 cents per meal and expand participation to include independent charter schools, the state's residential schools, and residential child care centers, which would amount to $6.1 million over the biennium. Strengthen local food supply chains by creating a new program, encouraging school districts to buy directly from local farmers and producers, and incorporate fresh, high-quality, locally grown foods into school meal and snack programs at a cost of $10 million over the biennium. Fully fund the school day milk program so more Wisconsin students have access to milk while at school, a cost of $458,900 over the biennium, and create a new grant program to allow schools to purchase milk coolers or equipment to convert to bulk milk dispensers at a cost of $150,000 over the biennium. Wisconsin election officials are reporting a nearly 40% increase in early in-person absentee voting over 2020. Early in-person absentee voting began Tuesday in the battleground state. The Wisconsin Elections Commission announced that as of Friday morning, 292,702 people had voted early in person, compared with 209,665 as of the morning of Friday, October 23, 2020. The commission says voters have requested nearly 1 million absentee ballots, with 715,395 returned by mail or in-person early voters. Early in-person absentee voting continues through Sunday. The American Red Cross is highlighting the ongoing need for blood and platelet donors as festive schedules ramp up for this fall. Eligible individuals, especially those with type O blood and those giving platelets, are encouraged to make a donation just ahead of the holiday season. Blood supply momentum must remain steady as the Red Cross has worked this month to recover blood products uncollected due to recent hurricanes. Any disruption in the ability to collect blood can lead to an impact on routine and life-saving medical care. Blood drives will be held this week around the listing area. They include tomorrow from 9:30 to 3:30 at Lake Ridge Bank in Cross Plains and at Ho Chunk Gaming in Baraboo Tuesday from 11:30 to 5:30. 2 blood drives will be held Wednesday. The first will be held from 8 to 2 at River Valley High School. The second will be held from 11 to 4 at Weston High School. A blood drive will also be held Friday from noon to 4 at Messianic Christian Fellowship in Black Earth. The seasons may change, but the need for blood donors stay the same. Give blood or platelets and make a big difference in someone's life by visiting redcrossblood.org or by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS. Police officers from the Richland Center Police Department, in cooperation with the Richland School District and St. Mary's School, will be entering classrooms this week. Jared Wilson is the Community Resource Officer with the Police Department assigned to the Richland School District.
Officer Elizabeth Deidelhoff and I will be joining 6th grade classes at the Richland Intermediate School, where we'll be teaching the PEAT program, which stands for Police, Education, Addiction, and Tools. We start out with 2 6th grade classrooms in the fall, and then Officer Deidelhoff will be teaching at St. Mary's, and then we'll return to the intermediate school in the spring to get the last 2 classes there. The PEAT program will begin October 30th. We'll have 4 sessions, 1 day a week, over 4 weeks.
The PEAT program follows similar concepts of a previously taught program.
We used to teach Counteract. That ended, and actually Officer Deidelhoff deserves all of the credit for spearheading the PEAT program. It teaches the same concepts as Counteract, such as educating youth about police officers and our roles in the community, providing educational information about the effects of using drugs, alcohol, and violence, and also providing tools to work through real-life situations.
The Richland Center Police Department's mission of the program is to educate youth about police officers and their roles within the community, provide educational information about the effects of using drugs, alcohol, and violence, and provide tools to work through real-life situations. Officer Wilson says the program helps build a relationship between the police department and the community. A celebration of the completion of the program will be held after all sessions of the 6th grade class have been taught for the year. For WRCE News, I'm Joanne Krulotz.
Another walk-off win for Green Bay. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. The Packers kicked a field goal as time expired to beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville 30-27. Backup quarterback Malik Willis played most of the second half. After Jordan Love left with a groin injury, Matt LaFleur asked if he knew how severe was Love's injury.
I do not. No idea. But obviously, high level of concern anytime a guy is in there, and he did it early in that first drive, and I think everybody could see him struggling. It got to a point where we didn't feel like, and he didn't feel like he could protect himself.
Up next, the Packers host the Lions, who beat the Titans 52-14 in Detroit. College football, the Wisconsin Badgers turn their attention to playing the Iowa Hawkeyes Saturday night. Wisconsin now 5-3 after losing to undefeated Penn State 28-13. NBA, the Bucks in Boston tonight after losing to the Brooklyn Nets 115-102. Giannis says they simply need to play better.
Try to improve our offense, try to improve our defense. We're not playing well. We have to be better. It doesn't matter if it's game 1, game 3, game 50. Try to keep coming together as a team, keep on taking care of the ball, keep on being aggressive, find ways to play faster. I think we are too stagnant.
That's the Bucks' Giannis Antetokounmpo. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
On your entertainment beat, I'm Pete Schwaba. Despite a prolific run that has spanned decades, actor Liam Neeson says he is done with the action film genre. The 72-year-old actor and star of the Taken films, among many others, says age is catching up with him. But the fact that he has made so many action movies is remarkable, and even more remarkable that they all have pretty much the same plot in which he seeks revenge on those who threaten or kill his family members. The genius is that he gets his revenge from film to film by changing locations, various cities, countries, cars, trains, planes, and even even a snowplow. If you're looking for a film that has some action but is a little more plausible, check out In the Land of Saints and Sinners from 2023. Not a bad watch. Speaking of old white guys, season 2 of The Old Man wrapped with a cliffhanger last week, and Jeff Bridges is already hinting at a season 3. Bridges plays CIA operative Dan Chase on the FX show, which drew 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. It seems like it's taken forever, but there might be a Speed 3. See what I did there? In a recent chat with The Hollywood Reporter, 20th Century Studios' Steve Asbell gave the movie-going public hope when it comes to more sequels destined for the big screen in the near future. Asbell says he is open to Speed 3 if it's a great idea, but that the studio will definitely pursue another Alien, and says there will be a new Predator film in theaters in 2025 as well. Asbell also added there would be most likely another Alien versus Predator. Thanks, but not really necessary, Steve. Looking for something new to watch as the Halloween season winds down? Check out Bad Monkey on Apple TV. It took me a while to warm up to it, but it is a good show and keeps you guessing. Vince Vaughn basically plays himself, but this time he's named Andrew Yancey, a disgraced detective in Miami trying to solve a case in which a severed arm is found with the middle finger of the hand extended. A funny gimmick, but the story unfolds nicely and the characters are interesting. Give it a watch. Fight Club fans, I'm sure there are still a few out there, will be happy to know that the film is getting a remaster. That's right, you can now watch Tyler Durden wail on himself in 4K. The Hollywood Reporter says the updated film will also get a re-release in November, according to director David Fincher. The 1999 film, starring Edward Norton, Brad Pitt, and Helena Bonham Carter, and put Fincher on the map as a commercially viable directing talent. Fight Club didn't knock the socks off the box office during its initial release, but it has since become a cult classic. Those of you who may experience Yellowstone withdrawal have a new Western to look forward to thanks to Netflix. Territory is a new Australian drama set in the outback. Think Yellowstone with a dash of Crocodile Dundee. According to TheWrap.com, the show has got billionaires, cattle baron rivals, cattle thieves, and old wise indigenous elders. The show stars Robert Taylor and Michael Dorman. Season 1 will consist of 6 episodes. Happy viewing. For more showbiz fun, tune in to Nightlight with me, Pete Schwaba, weeknights from 6 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media Radio Network.
A little sunshine today, but overall it's going to be mostly cloudy, becoming windy by later this afternoon. Our high today in the mid-60s. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a sprinkle or two with a low in the upper 50s to low 60s. We'll be partly cloudy and windy with a high near 80 tomorrow, but we will cool down with scattered rain by later this week. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 45.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.